Okay, today we are playing a game on Blizzard World. We are playing Genji the entire way through, and there is no SR for today's game because it was a quick play game, as you might have also guessed from the fact that it's on Blizzard World. Guessed? Anyway. Now that I think about it, this might be the first time I've actually seen the Illidan Genji skin in-game. This is not a very popular skin for some reason. I don't know, something about Illidan in Overwatch just looks really weird. You know, I'm like fine with Widowmaker getting the, Kerrigan skin, but like, Illidan is just too much for me for some reason. Anyway, also, in the accompanying email it says, P.S. I'm in the video watching it while it was recording. Is that okay? Yeah, no worries, dude. Sorry, I don't always respond to the emails, but if there's a question in there that's like, is the video okay? Usually I try to respond to it, but apparently I forgot because past me is a fucking idiot. Trust me, I did read the email, I just completely forgot to reply to it. So anyway, let's start the game. With all that out of the way, this is like a really long preamble with like nothing of actual too much importance to say. So, Reinhardt was up to no good, but he decided not to fully commit to it. Good job. So we're sitting back, poking and prodding, trying to poke at the Ashe mostly. This is like fine to do, because you can play Genji like this or go in behind the Badman. Either is fine. Try to dash up to the Ashe. Tragically, you cannot go through the legs on that statue, even though it really looks like you should be able to. Please do me a favor, if you're ever like designing a video game, right? If you're ever gonna make a gap that you can't go through, please don't make the gap look even remotely like you should be able to go through it, because that will always upset me a lot. It's like if you play like the newest God of War game, there are a lot of things in that game would be a lot easier if Kratos could just jump. But tragically, this is not possible. The God of War, he can, like, rip whatever the hell in half, you know, you destroy the scenery, like, multiple times, but simply jumping over a waist-high railing is simply too much for him. I hate that kind of shit in video games, dude. Anyway, so we're playing Overwatch right now. So, we back out because we're a little low right now. Mercy's healed us, hooray, we were going for the health kit as well. And fight, our team's still going in. Ashe just dropped really low. We dash in and finish her off. And we back up because there's the lamp deployed right there. We could, like, keep going on them, to be honest. Like, they're not too happy about this situation. And Roadhog is going to be more concerned with their Winston right now than us. And I'd rather we try and keep the pressure on just because Baptiste is so low that, like, if we break the lamp, this guy is basically fucking dead. Mercy's also goes back there as well, so we could have, like, kept trying to pressure both their supports, but we back out instead. And now we're going to try and get the Roadhog. I would rather we tried to get the Mercy right here, but at the same time, Roadhog was pretty low, and he did become purple partway through this as well, so that's understandable that we want to finish him off right now while he's that low and purple. Our aim is, like, really fidgety. But, like, at the same time, we don't really seem to be having it, because usually when the aim is, like, that kind of, like, jittery while you're doing stuff, usually that means your sensitivity is, like, too high, but it doesn't really look like we're having that much trouble aiming, to be honest with you, either. So, Reinhardt just earth-shattered us to stop this Dragon Blade, which, I mean, is fair enough. It's Nano Blade, in fact, and we didn't die, so that's great, but if Reinhardt's gonna earth-shatter you to stop it, like, you know, fair enough. Who did we go for when we started the Dragon Blade, though? To be fair, we're Nano Bladed, so it kind of doesn't matter who we go for. We have a pretty good chance of killing them regardless. We, like, looked at Baptiste, and Baptiste would have been, like, the obvious candidate to go for right here, because he has got the lamp, but at the same time, Genji can be, like, cutting the lamp and the person in the lamp at the same time. And then we kind of just, like, start going for the Reinhardt instead. I mean, Nanobladed, you're still gonna kill Rein pretty quickly, but it's better to go for the squishy targets first. Baptiste would have been fine to go for, even with the lamp there, Dragon Blade being that way, but, you know, we could have just, like, backed up, looked for, like, Mercy or something, and then gone for her instead. Like, we are, like, very fidgety in the aiming, but at the same time, we're not really, like, missing that much at the same time, to be honest. It's, you know, a little unusual, but I mean, if it works, it works. So, right here, we're right-clicking these bad men, and the Baptista's, like, too far away for this to be, like, worth doing. because he's going to get hit by one shuriken tops, and I mean, you know, you hit the guy. That's why Genji players like to do the fan from really far away, because it's like really easy to hit one of the shurikens at least, but it really doesn't do a whole lot. You're better off going for the line, or the left click when you're this far away, because just hitting them with like one shuriken is not a big deal. And like, you're still throwing 3 in a line, like it's still pretty easy to hit them with at least one of the shurikens, but it's got like a higher potential payoff than just like doing the right click at them. So if we're that close to a guy, you know, that's fair enough. You right click that guy as much as you want if you're right on top of them. So Reaper just span on us. Both our supports are dead, as is Winston, so this fight's pretty much a wash. And we're half health right now, so this is very risky to be doing when there's an Ashe over there, and now we've started breaking off. Nope, we're coming back around to poke again. We should not be doing this while we're half health. Like, there's a lot of things that could just, like, randomly kill us. We didn't die, and like I always say, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. So, good enough. So, here comes Hammond. This is, thankfully, the fact that Roadhog just changed to Hammond is fantastic news for us, because Hammond is, like, nowhere near as scary to us as Roadhog is. And now that they've got a Hammond, there's, like, always something for us to be doing, because we can be, like, poking at the Hammonds. Granted, Roadhog's the same way, but Roadhog might hook you, and that's scary. What's Hammond gonna do to you, you know? So we went, like, pretty in right there. Like, it's very scary, because we dropped, like, pretty low, but Mercy is using Valkyrie right now and, like, keeping us alive, so that's nice of her. We've got Dragon Blade again, we got Nano boosted, we go in, start cutting them. Reinhardt did not Earth Shatter us this time, and we killed 3 people this time, so fantastic improvement. It's a lot easier when you don't get Earth Shattered, as it turns out. If Reinhardt's gonna Earth Shatter you while you're playing Genji, like, fair enough. You know, that's an appropriate response from the Reinhardt player. You know, like, double jumping stops the Reinhardt from hitting you with the, Earth Shatter. That's always the scary thing when you try to Earth Shatter the Genji, is if the Genji does double jump, like, you're not. If he's, like, double jumping a lot, it's very hard to actually... oh god, I was like so sure Winston was gonna wake him up, but then we woke him up instead. Oh Jesus. Don't wake up. Don't wake Daddy. So, I think I was saying something, but I've forgotten what I was saying. It couldn't have been that important then, could it? Reaper, who's Reaper spinning on? I guess it just oh no, he got Tracer as well, fair enough. You can kill Tracer pretty quick if you spin on her. Just Winston? That would be a bit excessive. Everybody's pushing Q right now. Baptiste is charging his ultimate up pretty quickly. Like, he's used the Amplification Matrix a lot during this round. Good job, Baptiste. So we've almost got Dragon Blade again. Anna just used Nano Boost, so we aren't going to be getting that in the near future. Tragically, we can't see Anna's ult charge because of the camera. But she just used it, so we aren't going to get Nano Boosted in the near future, so we might as well go for the Dragon Blade right now. Usually you can build up another one as Genji pretty quickly. So, standard procedure, like dash up, drop on the Badman, that's all fair enough. We get the Ashe, and then, like, we seem very antsy to, like, just dash again immediately after killing the Ashe. Like, Dragon Blade lasts long enough, you know, you can take a second. If you didn't have time to, like, plan it out all ahead of time, after you've killed one person, you can just, like, look around real quick for the next person to dash on, because we did just, like, immediately dash after killing Ashe right there. And, like, oh, there's nobody here, fuck, gotta go looking for them. Oh, found Reinhardt. You know, if we look around a little bit before we dash again, we can see Mercy tucked into the doorway, so we go after her instead, and hopefully get her. And at that point, we'd have killed, like, Ashe and Mercy. Given how the fight was going, that might have been enough to, like, if not capture the checkpoint, at least keep momentum going through. As it is now, we're going to stall out a little bit. Now, conveniently, they have a lot of, like, big boys that we can just poke at. And they don't have too much that's scary to us, so we get to just, like, sit back shooting at their tanks if there isn't anything for us to do. We're going around the backside right now. We're going to try and back cap, or we're going to, like, poke them a bit. They're right too close to back cap. Tragic. And, oh, Baptiste's come back for us. Yeah, Yep, here comes Hammond. Oh, he's not doing a good job? Okay, alright, fair enough. So that got very... What a clusterfuck that one turned into. I was very surprised. Baptiste just got us right there as well, right at the start. I'm surprised Baptiste is the one that came back for us. So we could have, like, disengaged from this fight because it's pretty sketchy. Like, we've got to be real confident we're going to kill the Baptiste right here if we're going to dash to him. We're already half health, and, like, he's full health. So... And I don't know if he has the lamp or not. I'm not going to back like 10 seconds to track that further. Like, we've got to be really confident that we're going to kill Baptiste on this one. And if you're feeling really confident you're going to kill him, fair enough. But it's safer in that kind of situation to just, like, get out. Because half health going in on the guy that's full health, you've got to execute really well to do it. And if you're confident you're going to execute well and kill the guy, it's fair enough to go for. Baptiste is, like, mostly by himself right there. His team is nearby, but... they were slow to respond, so if we do aim better, we get the guy, and fair enough, you've killed the healer. But you've got to be real confident to go for it in that kind of situation. So it's always very sick when you get to deflect the fire strike back through the enemy team. Like, oh, look at that, 20% ult charge right there. So, Anna's... do we still have the Anna, actually? I haven't seen her in a while now. If we have the Anna still, she's probably getting pretty close to having, Nano Boost. They just lost both their healers, so it kind of, like, this fight's mostly a wash for them at this point regardless. Now it's just Hammond left alive, so we don't want to use Dragon Blade right now. We're going to use Dragon Blade anyway. Hammond's the only one alive, so now we're in the awkward position of having to look for somebody to use the Dragon Blade on. You know, gotta be careful. Watch the kill feed and all that, because they were all dead except for Hammond. And, to be honest, if we use the Dragon Blade just to kill the Hammond while he's, you know, playing Hammond on the point, I wouldn't have really been that bothered about it, to be honest with you. I just get this fucking hamster out of here. I wouldn't have honestly been that bothered. Hammond is a very annoying hero, you know? It's a shame that they took this map out of the competitive map pool, because, like, the festive Blizzard world, I think, is actually way better looking than the regular Blizzard world, mostly because of the ice cavern at the end, but, no, tragically, not in the competitive map pool, so I haven't seen it all of this season. Because, like, look, it's weirdly easier to see in this particular checkpoint during the Christmas event, because it's more well lit in here than when it's daytime. You know, they've strapped lights to everything, so fair enough. It's just weird that during the nighttime map, it's easier to see in this checkpoint than it is regular throughout the year. At least for me, anyway. Your mileage may vary. So we're very close to having Dragon Blade right now. We did just dash into the entire enemy team, and there's no real potential payoff for this. Everybody in here is still full health, and we just used Deflect, so we just dashed into 4 people, got CC'd and killed. There's, like, no potential payoff for that dash. And dashing into the entire enemy team, like, if there's a guy in there that's low, this is the thing with, like, playing Genji where you're, like, poking and prodding at the enemy team, is that sometimes you'll spot somebody in the mess of, like, 4 people that dropped really low, and you can dash in and finish them off. Yeah, but if there's, like, nobody in, because then you just dash in, kill the guy, dash back out again. But if there's no one in there that's low health, the dashing in is just like, well, I hope they don't focus me. And they focused us, so we died. So we've got Dragon Blade built up again. We've built Dragon Blade pretty quickly. Throughout this, right, we've used Dragon Blade... well, this is like the 5th Dragon Blade we've gotten right now. That's pretty good. That's, like, pretty good ratio of getting Dragon Blades. In the email, it also said that we averaged 2 kills per Dragon Blade, was it? There's something in here about Dragon Blade specifically. It wasn't a question, but... my Dragon Blades aren't the flashiest. I'd average 2 kills. I got 5 once or twice. 2's fine. Like, 2 is usually enough to win a team fight, assuming most things are even, and, like, that's all it... Like, sometimes you use Dragon Blade and you kill the entire enemy team. That always feels very nice, but... the more expected, like, average is, like, 2 or 3. Unless, like, you know, sometimes you get Nano Bladed and they're all, like, right next to each other. Then you're gonna kill everybody. But, like, 2's fine. That's usually enough. So we use Dragon Blade right here. I mean, the thing is just that there's McCree. Like, it's not really a bad time to do it. Like, the dash into them right now is more the issue, because, like, as we're standing right now, we're already in range of the Mercy and the Baptiste. The Baptiste we might actually just barely be out of range of, but we're definitely in range of Mercy. So we could just be, like, cutting Mercy and Reinhardt right now. And Reinhardt's almost dead, actually. So, or, as well, I only just noticed this one as well, to be fair, so... And I'm not playing the game. You know, when you're playing the game, it's harder. I also just noticed that Junkrat's almost dead, as well, over in the corner over there. And he is, like, largely isolated. These guys can't see him. So he would actually be pretty free as well, but I only just noticed that, and I'm not playing the game. So, you know, we're definitely looking more at this area in front of us. Like, McCree's back there. This is not a good color for this, actually. Like, McCree's back there. We're in range of both the supports. We'd just be cutting Mercy and Reinhardt right now if we aim, like, thusly. And that would be good enough. And then we could, like, dash to finish off the Mercy or the Reinhardt once they got low. The dash at the start here is unnecessary and puts us right next to McCree, who is, like, our biggest threat right now. So we end up getting flashbang. We don't die, we just have to disengage, which is, you know, better than dying, but tragically it means we didn't get too much value out of our ultimate. So Mercy was getting pressured by Tracer right here. Mercy just, like, swung, like, real close to it. We just started using Deflect right there, so not necessarily much we could have done about it. Because, like, Mercy, like, walked really close to us during this. I guess I should have pointed out, even though we were deflecting. Like, she just walked right next to us. So we're deflecting right now, so unless we're going to dash to cancel it, we can't actually do anything. But now is a good time to, like, try and, like, get some shots into Mercy, since she's pretty close to us and therefore easy to get some shots in. Even a right click would have been, like, 2 shurikens, almost certainly from that far away. Or the line, if we could get, like, all 3 line into the headshot, then she, like, dies right there. But we were deflecting in that situation, so, but she did swing, like, really close to us. And now it's an overtime. We are probably not gonna get back in time to touch it. No, we're not gonna get back in time to touch it. Hey, that's Blizzard World for you, and you get right to the end. I find on Blizzard World it's very easy to get right to the end of the track, and then the last little hill is, like, extremely hard to capture. Mostly, it's got, like, a 2 CP issue where the spawn is just extremely close to the checkpoint, so it's not that hard for them to get back, you know. That's like all Overwatch maps, though. They're designed that way, to be fair, where it's like... It's very generally easy to capture the first checkpoints, but then, like, as time goes, because they've got, like, more options to attack from, and then as you get towards the end of the track, they start funneling you down, like, one path, because they're trying to go for, like, it's easy for the attackers to gain some momentum at the start with all these options, and then it narrows off at the end, because then the defenders get to do the, like, remember the Alamo, like, backs against the wall, last stand kind of thing at the same time. So, you know, it's the design of the maps, but it is very annoying at the same time that it is always like you get right to the end, and nope, just can't quite capture this last meter or so right there. So this is, like, all anime today, isn't it? And, like, early survival horror games. Pathologic is an awful game to play, by the way. I find it a very interesting video game to have like watched and read about. Like, this is a very good video. I recommend watching this video. Don't, like, play Pathologic though. It's a miserable experience. Pathologic 2, I've heard, is fine though, and I follow all of these people, so I recommend, like, all of these videos basically. Yeah. Anyway, so can't really think of an overarching thing that stood out in that game. Yeah, I guess just, like, Dragon Blade, just be, like, careful dashing with Dragon Blade. Try and, like, plan it out a little bit more ahead of schedule, seeing as, you know, it felt very just kind of, like, go in and, like, hope for the best, which, if you're gonna get nano-bladed, works a lot of the time. to be fair, you get a very large margin for error when you get nano boosted while you're using Dragon Blade, but it is one of those ultimates that benefits a lot from just a little bit of planning ahead of time, where you go, I'm gonna go for that man, I'm gonna like dash right up to the Mercy, I'm gonna draw Dragon Blade, she's gonna probably fly away, but that's okay, I reset the Dragon Blade, follow her, cut her, and then like I'm gonna go for the Anna after that, you know, what have you. Yeah, I guess that's what stood out the most, but I can't really think of like a really big thing that stood out. So anyway, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 PM EST till 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.